Yes, now, smiles. Hey, everybody. This is Matt from Shadow Moses 112. Here on this glorious Sunday, James McAvoy's birthday, day after 420 for those who are degens. Um, I'm, I produce our podcast content, um, and then say I'm gonna do like reviews and stuff, and never do them. And I'm here with Pete.
Hi guys. I know half of you just left because Matt just insulted you and called you degens. So that's like half of Charles that showed up, or half of Chris.
I was about to say like the four people.
Yeah, for real. No, it's just one person, so he had to kill himself and cut himself in half. Thanks, Matt.
Well, I hope the top half stayed because we've got
it was
a
the bottom
mediocre
half.
show for you. I don't know. Nothing really special happened this week. For those who don't know, I mean, okay, there was a Marvel Legends thing this week. That kind of a big deal if you're into Legends. For those who don't know, this is basically a weekly show on YouTube for now, where we go over upcoming product releases like figures, figurines, sometimes statues, which is going to happen coming up because there's some stuff coming out in May that I'm excited about. Figures that we might pick up that like maybe old or newer, and we just like want to talk about it. And then like pop culture stuff that comes up or what we're watching, even if it's something like that's not necessarily new. But yeah, just basically a lot of different nerdy type stuff. Sometimes video games, but Pete isn't able to get into video games at all, so that doesn't come up as much because like Pete's like, oh, I got a family, meh. And right now Pete's like, oh, I'm dying. So I don't know how much Pete's going to be talking for this episode. I'm just going to say that for him because he's got a little sickness. He's a little sick. But yeah, it's kind of funny. Shortly, because last weekend we were talking about the Daryl Dixon by Hiya Toys, and then like a day later or 2 days later, they posted their Bones or the Bones figure from Star Trek came up. The other half of our people just left. So Hiya Toys has been doing Star Trek figures, and they actually just, which one is it? They just put up. Okay, so Big Bad Toy Store is where I'm basing this off of. That this past week, they put up Bones, played by Carl Urban, in the newer movies and the Chris Pine movies. But then they actually also, I don't know when, but there's also a Spock figure that's available, and that's again from the Chris Pine movies. So I'm gonna bring up Bones first, just because he was the first one that came up. And I know I saw people commenting on the head sculpt, and I think that's valid, but I was saying the same thing about the Rambo figure, about how the head sculpt really didn't look that great. And after seeing yours in hand, I was pretty impressed by the how authentic they got it to look.
Yeah.
Like, it actually looked pretty good. But I'll say it, this doesn't look like Carl Urban. It looks more like Bill Hader, kind of. But this is 1/12 scale. This website. It's 1/12 scale. They use soft goods. How was the articulation on Rambo?
Pretty decent. Yeah, it's pretty decent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even with the soft goods, he still has like full range of motion all the way around. So it's pretty nasty. Yeah.
Nasty in a good way.
Nasty in a good way.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's cool that, like, I've talked about it before, but I think it's cool that they're doing not Marvel or DC stuff. It's nice to see other licenses. Yeah. The title of this week's episode is actually what Neverending Marvel drops. And that's really what it seems to be, but there are things that aren't joining that saturation. And Hiya Toys is one of those studios that's doing it. I don't know if we'll get to. Oh my God, that face looks so bad there. Jesus. I'm sorry to laugh at it. I really hope it looks better in person, though. Like right there, I can kind of see it a bit. And yeah, that face I can kind of get. You see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little. It's not. It's still not very Carl Urban, and I really hope the finished product actually captures that likeness. But right now,
Well, it does say prototype shown, final productivity. Product may be different.
yeah, I mean that's all this stuff. Mezco, Hot Toys, 30. It's all of these companies that release the pre-orders and everything, which is sometimes annoying, especially for those of you who watch and collect Mezco. Sometimes there's huge variation in what that prototype image is and what we actually get.
Like their big announcement of Miles Morales.
We're going to be talking about that. Yep.
Yeah. So that head sculpts, there are a lot of people I saw in the comment section just like, nope, that ain't it.
We'll get to it. But yeah, so we have Bones. And then we have Spock.
Okay.
And this is the Zach Quinto. Is that his name? Quinto?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. This head sculpt I think looks pretty decent actually.
Yeah, it does.
I still need to see Beyond or Beyond is the third one. I've never seen it, and I think they're supposed to be making another one.
With Idris Elba?
The new one, or does Beyond have Idris Elba in it?
The third one had Idris Elba. No,
I never saw it. I just said that.
Oh, well, I figured you knew who was in the goddamn movie at least.
No, I didn't know he was in it. You just spoiled it for me.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. He wasn't in the trailers or nothing.
I don't remember the trailers for it.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. The movie came out 10 years ago. You still haven't seen it yet? Jesus fucking Christ.
Fuck, it did come out like 10 years ago, didn't it?
2016.
Almost.
Fuck.
Yeah. Speaking of 2016, last night I randomly watched Split and then Glass. Anyway, the Spock figure looks good. I kind of like that the belt can come off. That's pretty cool. But yeah, so that's that. These are on Big Bad Toy Store, a little bit above $100 price point, which actually feels a little bit high.
Yeah.
But it's still not exactly that far-fetched with prices just being insane anymore. So yeah, real quick digression. Did you ever watch Split or Unbreakable?
I've seen none of those movies. Well, I take that back. I saw the one with James McAvoy. I saw Split.
Okay.
But I didn't see Unbreakable, and I didn't see Mr. Glass was the third one?
It was just Glass, yeah.
Glass? Yeah.
So Unbreakable, I think, is the best one. Split is okay. There are parts of it that I think are really cool and like creepy and like in a cool way.
Yeah.
And then last night, and a lot of people didn't care for Glass. And I watched Glass, and it wasn't terrible, but it was also like, why do you have to just do twists galore?
Yeah. I think I checked out a Shyamalan a while back, but everybody was blowing on Split, so I was like, all right, I'll give it a chance.
It's not bad, but it's not great. Yeah, Glass puts them, they're like Samuel Jackson, James McAvoy, and Bruce Willis are all in like a psych ward, basically. All get put into a psych ward, and then Samuel Jackson has this master plot to basically make them fight. And it's just, I don't know if I want to like spoil everything, because anyone who's watching, well, I'm going to spoil it. So if you haven't seen it and you want to, just mute it or skip ahead. But basically Samuel Jackson, who's like this mastermind, he hacks into the thing, sets them free, makes it seem like, well, he sets James McAvoy free, and he's like, we're going to go blow up that building. And then he taunts Bruce Willis, be like, you have to stop us. You got to get out of there, bud. And then Bruce Willis gets out, and they James McAvoy and Bruce Willis fight in front of the place, the psych ward, and it's a super. I mean, they're not like over the top superheroes like the Marvel ones. They're much more grounded, but it's it's a really weird fight scene. It's not the worst ever, but it's also like, God damn it, guys, what are you doing? And then basically, what really annoyed me was the twist was that the doctor who got them in there and was evaluating and trying to convince them that they aren't special or anything like that is part of this like group who for like thousands of years has been basically doing that to anyone who was actually special, like kind of brainwashing them out of thinking that they're special into doubting their like whatever super abilities they have. And they she ends up, well, that group ends up killing all of them, like and disguised as police, like breaking it up. Like it's really fucking lame. And they all have this stupid little clover tattoo on their wrists. And like at the end, Bruce Willis can see what a person, if a person's good or bad by like just touching them. And the guys are in the middle of drowning him in a fucking puddle. And because like his weakness is water. They're drowning him in a fucking puddle. And she's like, quick, take my hand. And then he sees like a flashback of her in like this meeting with all the other people of that brotherhood or fraternity or whatever you want to call it. And that twist was so fucking dumb. But there was another twist that I enjoyed, and that was basically like as the security measure, she had all these cameras installed around the hospital. And while Samuel L. Jackson was in the process of breaking them out, he also set the video cam footage to go to this website. And like she deleted everything after they were all dead. And then she discovered that all that footage was uploaded to the web and that everybody was able to go and see it. So like essentially that brotherhood failed in their whole mission to like subdue the concept of anyone who's special. And I was just like, that was the only mildly interesting twist, but otherwise movie was super fucking mediocre. Well, kind of lame. Anyway, we're gonna continue with you want to just jump to Miles Morales?
Well, I was going to talk about how Quentin Tarantino publicly said that he wasn't going to do the movie critic as his final 10th movie, which isn't huge news on the surface, but that opens the doors. Are we going to get our Kill Bill 3 or not?
Wait, you said it's not his last movie?
No, he's not doing it at all. He walked away from the project.
Oh.
Yeah, he's been talking about it for the past, 3-4 years that the movie critic was going to be his final movie. And then
yeah, I heard about that.
About 2 days ago, he announced that he's not doing the movie critic at all.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, so now I'm going to start paying close attention to Maya Hawke and Zendaya, see what's going on.
It would be cool if it was Kill Bill 3.
Kill Bill.
But like, I would be cool with it if he was just like, yeah, it won't be my last movie.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want him to fucking retire. There's nobody that does like him.
It's also like Martin Scorsese likes to talk shit on Marvel movies and everything like that. It's right. Like, bro, just make a fucking good one then. Make one that's at your standards.
I think he did. He did the Killers of the Flower Moon, right?
That's not a superhero movie. That's based on a true story.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were directly referring to superhero movies like Scorsese.
Yeah, no, sorry. He was saying that superhero movies are like trash, basically. And it was like, fine, make one. Make a fucking superhero movie that blows them all away.
Right. I was gonna say his movies are a little hard to get through lately, man. Like I started The Irishman, and it was just like so unbelievable out the gate that I just stopped watching it. And then I looked at like the runtime for it was like 3 hours.
Yeah.
I was already 15 minutes in. I'm like, you know what?
It's weird because like I saw Dune Part 2 in theaters and it's 2 hours 46 minutes, but like I'm really weird with shit. Like I don't want to sit and watch a 3-hour movie, and yet this Friday into Saturday, I binged all of Severance. And like I spent 9 hours watching that fucking show.
Yeah, but you could take like breaks in between the shows. Like I'm gonna go.
Yeah, that's very true. Like I can feel free to pause when an episode ends and do something or like go to the bathroom without having to disrupt that viewing or anything like that. I think that's actually a fair point.
Well, I was also gonna say like shows. A good show will have an overarching plot that you need to watch the whole series for it to get resolved. But typically they meet their 3-act resolution within the show. And if it doesn't, all right, it drags on what, 1 show, 2 shows later, or they leave like little morsels for you to watch the other shows. Movies aren't like that. Like, all right, get to the fucking point already.
But actually, that's something else that's really interesting. A few years ago, when streaming was still kind of growing and like shows, like, because we all know what shows were like in the 90s and early 2000s, like they were just basically like put out. Nobody really looked at them for a higher concept. But I think it was around the time that Apple Plus streaming started that like actors were beginning to see that like it can be used as a narrative vehicle and actually have that same amount of quality and build upon it more than you get in like a 2.5 hour movie. And like Julia Roberts was talking about it, saying that she wasn't sure about how much more she was going to invest in being in movies because like the whole TV show vehicle was much more exhaustive on things.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I was gonna say we had Band of Brothers growing up. I don't know if you were into that.
I never saw that, but no, stuff like that. But that was also an HBO thing. That wasn't like that was a limited series. It wasn't intended to go on and on. But no, I think that's also a really good point. We did have shows like that were kind of one-offs that broke the norm from what we expected from a show. And then like Sopranos was huge. Sopranos was one of those ones that really showed you can have a giant series with overarching plots and character sub-stories and all these different ABC plots going on throughout the whole show. And then even have episodic plots and deviations. Like Breaking Bad is another one. And then Breaking Bad it's a good show. It's hard to, like, I was trying to rewatch it a second time and I was like, I can't do it. But like even Breaking Bad showed that you can break your formula and do an episode about a fucking fly inside of their meth lab underground and have that like for plot points and character points, but also just have an episode that's more experimental than the rest of the format's been. So I don't know. It's interesting. But yeah, I haven't watched like I haven't even fucking seen Wolf of Wall Street because it's like a 3-hour movie, and I'm like, I don't really feel like sitting through a 3-hour movie like that.
It's a 3-hour movie. It doesn't feel like a 3-hour movie.
I haven't even seen The Hateful Eight yet.
The Hateful Eight feels like a 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
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 That start is very slow. But
Okay.
like you have to, like I said, you got to be a Tarantino fan, down with the dialogue because there's a lot of chit chat and no action.
Yeah.
And once they start interacting with the new characters, they make the stop at the haberdashery. That's when things change.
I like the Death Proof. That's basically all talk.
Really, I did not like Death Proof. I did like the end because I thought it was over the top silly, but that's about it. Just in a circle punching stuntman Mike.
Yeah. Severance was really good though. They need to put out a second season. It's a weird show. But like that's another show where they really need to deliver on a lot of stuff.
So I'm watching Shogun, and we are on the latest episode. That show is really freaking good.
I heard it was really good. I'm afraid to watch it because it got canceled.
Got canceled?
It's not getting another season.
Well, I thought it was a limited series. It was based off the book, and then they were trying to follow the formula that the first because this is the second iteration of the show. So I think they were just trying to do that. Am I wrong?
I think it doesn't end where the book ends.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it ends at. It doesn't end on a conclusion, but FX or Hulu, whoever has it, is not renewing it.
I'm reading, it says, we likely won't see any more episodes after its series finale. We took the story to the end of the book and put a period at the end of the sentence.
And I don't know what I'm talking about. I haven't watched it. I'm not familiar with the book, but like
The
I know
last
someone.
episode is not out yet.
It's not.
No, it's this week coming up. Is the
Oh
last
shit!
episode. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've heard it was really good though, but I canceled my Hulu subscription. I switched to Apple. I wanted to watch Ted Lasso and some other stuff.
Hope it was worth it, Trader.
Yeah, so far it has been. It's the same price, and I don't have ads.
How much is it?
I think it's like $7.99 is what I'm paying. Maybe that. It might not be that. I don't know. I canceled one to add the other, so in my mind they offset. But yeah, I've actually enjoyed. I did watch Mythic Quest, and I watched 3 episodes, and it's okay. I don't know. I might have to get into it some because I think it started when I found Rob McElhenney not as funny as he used to be. But I've heard a lot of good things about Mythic Quest, so I probably will give it more time. But yeah, I also need to watch like Silo because I heard that's really good, and I need to watch Fallout. Have you watched Fallout at all?
No, I need to. That's probably next. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I'm really enjoying the X-Men '97 run. It's been going places I didn't expect it would go.
Now,
So too.
I do want to watch that. How familiar do I really need to be with everything before it?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not
That's
at all.
kind of, I figured that like it helps, but it's not necessary.
They jam down your throat like the one vital piece of information you need to know almost every episode. Like, hey, don't forget this shit. Don't forget this shit. Because it's not true.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Because I know that, I mean, people are going crazy about it. I think it was a really cool move, and I like how they continued basically where the 96. I didn't really understand why it was called not X-Men 97. Then I looked into it, so I'm like, oh, it's because it ended at 96, and this is the continuation of that story. That's cool. Anything else about movies or whatnot? Don't feel obligated.
No, I'm just trying to think of anything else. Like just the Quentin Tarantino news got me. I was interested to see like what the movie critic would be about. I know Brad Pitt was set to star. Interesting twist of events. I know Fallout has been getting a lot of praise, so I really am interested to see that. Shogun. I'm finishing up a show called Ninja Family.
You and fucking ninjas, dude.
Yeah. It's about a family of ninjas that retired because one of their last missions went south real bad. They're modernized, so it's like a government thing. Like they're hired to do this work.
Gotcha.
And you find out that they all still dabble to an extent, and they finally get called back into service, and that's where I stopped.
So it's basically The Incredibles.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Actually, it is. No, yeah. Because Miss Incredible is definitely still dabbling.
I saw this funny meme about Fallout, and it was a guy holding like a fake one of the needlers you get from Halo, like that you could buy, and it's like he's just kind of there standing, smiling with it to his head. He's like, "Oh yeah, Fallout's really good. It must be nice to have a video game you love brought to life in a faithful way," because like the Halo series is a complete bastardization of everything that the Halo games are. Fucking dickheads.
I don't get the point of that. I don't get
why you'd want to change it so drastically.
Yeah, like look how successful The Witcher has been being faithful, and like the moment Henry Cavill left the project because they wanted to veer off the path, or they were already veering off the path. The show has just announced its cancellation, yesterday, I believe, that after Liam takes over and finishes the last couple episodes, they're done.
I hate everything. I saw something about like how we're not getting a third Marvels movie, and
I'm okay with that.
I mean I'm okay with it, but I'm also like, you don't have to cancel it if you just invested some more time in the story and making a product that people are going to enjoy rather than something that's just you need to make X amount of dollars. You can make any fucking movie you want.
Yeah.
Just stop being assholes about it.
Yeah.
Seriously, just stop being dickheads and just make the fucking movie good. I thought the Marvels was fun.
Yeah.
The villain was fucking dumb.
Lackluster. Yeah, super lackluster.
But that's because they didn't write a villain. They
Yeah.
could have made her a great villain, but they're like, nah, it just needs to be a 90-minute movie.
Yeah. The successor to Ronan, she had the hammer, right? If I remember right.
Yeah, she had in the beginning. No, she did have it throughout.
Right.
Yeah. And like her actually she could have been a really good villain because her whole idea was to restore the planet, but well, what was that? I forget. Hala, to restore Hala because Brie Larson destroyed it. But one of the first things that I will say that is wrong with that movie is they went right back into like her memory shit, and I'm like, just fucking move on from it. Like it's not like she was kidnapped and that her memory was manipulated or anything like that. She went there and did that, and she knows that she killed their son and fucked their whole planet up. Don't make it so that it's like just tell us, just show us that, and then show us like they could have done that in a much better way.
Yeah.
Like they could have done it so much better. Just show the evil of them, the Kree, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry.
or that superheroing doesn't always,
Right.
it's not always shiny and gold, you know?
Like show us her whole motivation for doing it and like why she decided to punish the Kree like that. And then when we're understanding more of the villain, show the aftermath of what that did. And then we're like, oh damn, she's not wrong. She's just going about fixing the problem in the wrong way. Suddenly we care a lot more. Then we could be invested in it. But the way they did it was just fucking dumb. And then I'm still mad that they killed Bill Mendelsohn in fucking the Secret Invasion. Like Talos. They shouldn't do anything major in the series because the series are fucking trash. I said it. The Disney Plus shows are dumb. I'm fucking tired of it.
Loki's really good.
I don't know. It's kind of goofy. I don't give a shit about it. It
Mm.
might have a cool ending, but everything going up to that, because I haven't finished it, it might have a big deal of an ending, but everything else going up to it is like just quirky, stupid shit. And I'm like, I really don't care. I don't know.
I thought Secret Wars could have been a home run, but there were a couple fumbles. Like you had fuck, I can't remember his real name right now. So we'll just call him Sherlock Holmes, and then who was his buddy?
What?
Fuck, man, I'm terrible at this right now. I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, the guy at the beginning of the episode who's been in like Wakanda Forever and all that shit. Yeah, he ended up being a scroll. Let's stick to that. Like, let's keep it a who can you trust situation. But it was very like flagrant about no, this is a scroll, and you could tell, and then this is not a scroll. I wanted to keep guessing the whole time. Like it was blatantly obvious that Rhodey was a scroll the whole time. Like, I don't know, man.
That who was the scroll?
Rhodey.
Oh yeah, no, that was so fucking. Well, like the whole Super Scroll subplot was so bad.
Yeah.
Martin, I can't think of his last name, but it's Martin. His first name is Martin, and then yeah,
Freeman.
What?
Martin Freeman.
Yes.
Freeman.
Yeah. He, like really good actor, and I was really excited when he came into the MCU. And first time we saw him was in Black Panther, right?
Right. You could have done some bombshells in there too. You could have brought Agent Coulson back because Agents of Shield exists and it's supposed to be part of the continuity, right? All right, you don't want to use Coulson. How about Daisy? Daisy's still there. bring in fucking Quake, right? The show was not that great, but people who invested in that get a nice little treat by watching the show. It's just like I feel like they're just doing like these layups, and that's cool and all, but it's not going to win you the game, right?
Yeah.
People like me will eat that shit up. I'll watch Secret Invasion as is right now and still enjoy it. I'll find a way to enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
But that's not how you grow your fucking audience.
Yeah, no, it's not a product that contributes anything.
It's the stateability.
Part of the other problem with having all these shows, and like we all probably know it, is like it's detracting from the attention that they're paying to writing the movies.
Right.
But it's also you're taking a huge gamble by making all this supplemental material that cannot directly influence the way the movies unfold, because you can't assume that everyone's going to pay for your stupid subscription service to watch them. And for that reason, the stakes can only be so high ever in any of the shows.
I think we'll see with Daredevil. We'll see. We'll see what the new game plan is, because apparently Iger is dialing back the movies. Feige wants to dial it back too to focus on quality material. So Daredevil will be the first product of that new mindset. I know they're trying to go back and do Captain America 4 or 3.
4. No, they're going through 4.
For the right way. So apparently it had a test screening. They went back and did reshoots because it wasn't good. They did another test screening. Apparently it wasn't that great. If a lot of people don't know, apparently they got rid of the Serpent Society subplot. But they're planning on continuing the quest for building a new Avengers team and possibly Red Hulk and Leader and all that shit. So
Honestly,
I think that's a good focus to dial it back some, right?
Get rid of subplots that aren't contributing to anything and that you're going to do half-assed. Because my friend made a really good point about all the things that they throw in and never touch upon again. Star Fox, Hercules. I can't even list them all. There's so many of these fucking things that I don't really necessarily care about, but you put them in there.
But that's the other thing. Make me care about it. Like I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about Star Fox.
But that's another issue. It's so weird. It's so weird. I really hope that this new direction does help sort it out, because they also don't need to be putting out 3 movies a year. I think 2 movies a year is fine if the movies are substantially better than they have been.
Well, I think Deadpool's the only movie coming out this year.
It is. It's the only Marvel movie coming out this year, and I'm okay with that right now. That said, I also did really enjoy Multiverse of Madness and No Way Home.
Right. So did I.
Although Wanda's plot in No Way Home is kind of fucking dumb. But looking past that, I really enjoy the movie. That's the other thing that does kind of suck, though, is like a character's motivations don't necessarily have to be that strong, but like you have to make the audience understand it or in some way be concerned about it. And like,
right.
That's hard.
Yeah.
But like, otherwise, just fucking adopt. Going back to figures, bam! I remember when they first announced this, and I was like, "Whew, that's going to be an easy pass, like the highway."
The thing I've learned about Mezco is pay attention to their promotional images and pay attention to how they pose the figure. More importantly, and I learned that off of Green Goblin, because there's no torso articulation whatsoever. These joints do not go past 90 in any of these fucking photos.
Well, Disney does.
Yeah. No crouching poses.
He won't have double jointed elbows. No way. It doesn't look bad with the mask on, but it's still trying to emulate the way that he looks in the animation. So that was another reason it was an easy pass for me.
See, to me, you show off butterfly joints on a Spider-Man, You want to show off how deep he can get into a crunch so he can pull off all those fucking insane poses that he does swinging through the air. This ain't it. This ain't it. And there might be some Mezco loyalists that are like, oh, I'm going to go get this. Cool. I returned my Thanos. I returned my Christopher Reeve Superman. They just weren't what I was expecting overall. and if Green Goblin wasn't so perfect outside of that torso articulation, I'd get fucking rid of that Green Goblin too. If I knew how to sew, I'd rip the motherfucker open, put some torso articulation in there. They should have just went with like a spandex for that shit instead of like some pleather bullshit that they went with. I think that's the other thing. Like, your accuracy is limiting your figure, your $100 fucking figure, right?
Yeah.
Don't do
I
it.
think a lot of these studios need to figure out alternative materials because even on this Spider-Man, I think we have that same his whole arm. That shit's gonna peel.
Oh yeah.
They shouldn't be degrading just by sitting around. Like that's obnoxious as hell. Well, moving on.
I'm a big fan of Mezco. Let me just say that.
Oh yeah,
I like Mezco.
too.
I like their Prime Gomez items. I love that shit. I eat it up. But this ain't it.
This week, I don't know when exactly, but there's a retro exclusive coming out at Target, so you won't be able to get it. But just wanted to show this off real quick. It's a retro Carnage. For anybody who has like the newer Carnages, they do look somewhat different.
Listen, man, stop fucking around with the 4th iteration of Carnage that they put out in the last 2 years. Just get the Mafex Carnage and be happy with it, okay? Don't do it. Don't do it. Hasbro has been swinging for the fences lately, and it's crazy. Like, their shit is either out the park good or this is garbage. Like, I don't understand Hasbro's mentality. And I get that you need a couple, like, home runs to get the D-list character that you want to see out there, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how they'll think of everything for one figure, and then they'll miss, like, the prime piece for the next one. Like, why wouldn't you do that? Like, police.
That's the sound of the bulldog. So we have the second drop from Holothon, which great.
Yeah, still waiting on those pizza collection turtles, just so I can have a third set of turtles.
I do like that you could just immediately click that link and then see the figures if you wanted to grab them. I think I saw these guys at the store, but I can't remember if it was them or a different version of them.
And why didn't they include the helmet
On
Rocksteady?
Yeah, I don't know their names.
Didn't they re-release the? Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. That's it?
What?
That's all they included? Okay, 2 blasters. Okay, so they did put the blasters back in there. They got pistols now too. And they got the comms. I don't see the helmet.
Yeah, they probably didn't include the helmet.
Don't get me wrong, these are cool fucking figures. If you didn't get the first time, get them. They're fucking great. And check out Does Machines on Instagram. I think he does a helmet for Rocksteady. How's it have 3 stars already? I can't get it right now.
I love those reviews. They're the best. 1 star. Can't find it in the store. Shut up. Don't review it because you're being a dickhead. All right. So
I think a lot of people forget, like, the review is for the product and not because USPS lost your fucking package.
How dare you?
Fucking dare you.
So actually I'm gonna pull it up on Big Bad Toy Store. Got some pre-orders going on here. I always check this. I thought there were some more Final Fantasy things that just came into pre-order, but I'm clearly mistaken actually.
Man, that's gonna
Um
ruin the whole web page. You got bleach all over it. I'll leave now. I'll leave. I'll just see myself.
oh, these are 1/6. Never mind.
Oh, are there? Damn, that's too bad. I like Full Up Metal Alchemist. I like the idea of it. It's kind of fucked up the first couple episodes. I wouldn't buy the figures because I wasn't that fucking into it. But like, apparently, like their mother gets like sucked up by a demon and takes the brother too. And then like the younger brother tries to get the family back, but he's able to get like the body or the soul of his brother and stick it into a fucking mech, which is his little brother, by the way. So this fucking mech has like a kid's voice. Wild shit. But then they joined an academy, and that's when they lost me. I just want more demon shit. Just go in with the demon stuff.
So this company did a 1/12 scale
Okay.
of Edward. He's 5.46 inches.
Yeah, I know you're not into anime at all, but this probably wouldn't be the show to get you into it either.
Okay.
Was that the head of it's fucking head?
Okay, so new arrivals. Must be what I was looking at. So anyone who's into the whole remake of Final Fantasy that's out and everyone's been obsessing over, Square Enix has figures out. They have static ones that don't move, and then they have articulated ones that look very much like Figma, like that elbow right there. But
the scale on these are bigger, right?
no, this is a little small.
Shit.
Yeah,
$130 though? God damn.
yeah, it's
what?
not
What
cheap.
am I getting? Okay, so far hands. That's it.
Yeah.
You're getting hands. $130. Looks great. Hands.
Even worse. Hands, and it looks like an alternate head sculpt. And only what the fuck? Only 3 hands. Not even 4 of them.
This would have been cool as a Build-A-Figure. I think if you would have done like the entire Final Fantasy 7 cast, like I'm talking about like Yuffie, Vincent, X13, all that shit, make them all include one fucking piece, right? And if you get all 10 characters from Final Fantasy, it builds up one of the summons, like Baphomet or some shit. That would have been dope. $130 since you're not offering shit else.
I can't tell if this is soft goods or not.
Ooh, damn. Is that Tifa?
This is a larger scale. I think that is cloth.
Nah. What's the description say? It'll tell you soft goods.
Yeah, I'm going to look.
No, it's plastic. Made of plastic. It would have said soft good robes or some shit.
Wearing a beautiful dress.
You're wearing a beautiful dress.
Thank you. But yeah, that's the Play Arts Kai line. They're like a 10-inch scale, so that's something different.
$130, man. That's fuck you.
Yeah, just these. They probably sold out of Sephiroth. But honestly, one of the other reasons I bring this up is Big Bad Toy Store has daily sales. And I think I've seen Tifa on sale. So if you go to their website one here and there, like it might be actually on sale. Because that's where you got your Waldo.
Yeah. Yeah, I do peep the sales every now and then. Like for for Super 7, I'm waiting on their Dragon Zord and the Megazord to go on sale because I wouldn't mind having like a larger 7-inch version of that.
Actually, I'm pretty sure when I got Triptychon from the Transformers line, the big ass Triptychon, I think I got it on at a really good price on clearance off Big Bad Toy Store.
I am planning on designing buildings too, if you want to join in on that. So that way we could do like kaiju stuff. Because I do like Power Rangers, right? So
Yeah. So yeah, we have another Storm Collectors figure, Storm Collectibles figure from Fighting X Lair. Didn't even have to click this because nobody knows what the fuck it is.
I do. Actually, I played as that character when I bought
Of course you did.
Of course I fucking did, right? I was like, oh shit, he's wearing a skull outfit. I know nothing. I don't remember anything about the game. I think it wasn't Alpha. I want to say it was X, Street Fighter X 1D, something like that. I don't know what the fuck. Oh, EX. It says it right there. What dumbass.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool. He had like some Cammy moves. He was like a really bouncy fighter. I would love to see Jada tackle this, actually. That'd be pretty fucking cool. I was also looking at a Jada post earlier, and I see that I'm not alone in wanting Jada to tackle Mortal Kombat.
You're looking for the Megazord, though, right?
Yeah, the Megazord and the Dinozord.
So
the Green Ranger and then all the assembled Rangers.
Super 7 Dinozord.
Yeah, that's just the T-Rex, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was another. I'm gonna have to dig for this one. There's another line of 112 figures that was just put up for pre-order on their website. I might have to search it. But they look like they might be generic like science characters, like space soldiers, something like that. Let me just see if I can pull it up. I like to try and shine some light. Is this it? Yeah, these are them. So these are from Fox Forge. They're a little expensive. Like they're a little more expensive than other ones, but
depends on what they come with.
What?
Depends on what they come with.
Yeah, exactly. But so it looks like they're kind of comparable to your Mythic Legions, or in this case, your Cosmic Legions. I don't know. I'll have to look at what the scale is on them. But he comes with, 4 alternative hands, a knife, a big sword, and then, well, it looks like a sword axe type thing, and then a blaster. He has a soft goods cape that has a wire in it, it looks like, which I know a lot of people like. And then we have good range of articulation on him. Okay. Oh, that's pretty cool. They show how he scales next to other ones. So yeah, kind of what I was expecting is he scales around
between Legends and Mythics. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say he's probably going to be close to the Mythic Legions, Cosmic Legions, just because this guy has this helmet, which is a great figure to compare him to. I didn't realize the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom were that tall.
Yeah, this isn't for me.
I know. I just like to bring it up in case anyone's like inspired.
Yeah, that's cool. Definitely.
Anyone who's looking at like playing around with different ideas for like, I don't know, Fallout, different shit that's going on out there. Fallout's probably the worst example to bring up, but whatever.
I don't know much about Fallout, but it's a bunch of radiated people, right? So they've transformed or mutated in some way.
Well, so they're also aliens in one part of it at least. Forget that part though. But yeah, they look like if you need a background kind of character for like a space dial or some kind of display that you want to set up, this doesn't look like a bad line. Kind of expensive. What else do I have? Oh, tomorrow we will see the dealio on the Anycubic 3D printer. The one with the whatever the hell they're gonna call it, the Mono 3 or whatever. The one that's with the color changing, the Pantone joint effort. So
Yeah.
curious to learn a little bit more about that.
I've been reconsidering upgrading all my printers because I'm still using the Ender 3, the Ender 3 Max. I got the Cobra 1, I got the Cobra 2, which has been great. So if I could swap the Ender 3 and the Ender 3 Max for something new and fast and reliable, that'd be great.
Somebody actually commented, I don't know if you saw it, but I saw when I was on earlier, somebody actually commented on your video of your Anycubic Cobra 2 Cobra 2 Max. What is this thing called?
Anycubic Cobra 2 Max, yeah.
Yeah. They had similar issues to what you were experiencing.
I've been trying to stay up with the comments, so I apologize if I haven't. Like if I overlooked yours, even if you've responded to my comment, I try to get back to it as fast as possible. So
I was about to say,
bear with me, please.
Something along those lines. Like, we do appreciate comments and stuff. Like, we don't always get back to it. Like this week has been fucking chaos for me. I thought it was gonna die down, but it only got worse this week. God damn.
Did I tell you our issue? This is completely off topic for everything, but when we moved in, I was dead set on having this garage gym at our house. So I had a mini split installed. The only thing is the breaker panels were full when we got in the house, right? So we're looking for a breaker that we could part ways with, and I see one that says Whirlpool hot tub. I'm like, go ahead, sever the line. Fuck it. We don't have a Whirlpool hot tub in here, so kill it. They hook it up. I'm working out in my nice, cool gym, blah, blah, blah. Last week, it started getting really hot. So I turned on the AC. The AC ain't working. So I had an AC guy come out and he tests the line and he goes, bro, you got no power coming to your AC. I said, excuse me, what? He goes down to the box and sure enough, he shows me that severed line and he goes, this is your AC. I don't know who cut the line. It looks pretty recent. It's like, fuck, that was my call. This box is labeled incorrectly. Like if you look at it, it says AC furnace on the right side. The one that I had cut was the AC outdoor. So we had a timeline to do our breaker box upgrade, which doubles the capacity of what we could add to the house. But we were like, we're going to do it once we pay off a couple of our debts, and that way we can get back into the shit, blah, blah, blah. Well, that timeline has drastically moved up because I have electronics in the garage. And of course, the gym stuff will rust if it's not properly kept in a
no, like stuff can't be in the 80 fucking degree humidity too.
Yeah. So next week we have to wait a full week. They disconnected the power to the garage to hook up the AC because it's gonna be unbearable, man. So we have to cough up some dough.
Buy some of our stuff. Pete's working on refreshes right now.
Yeah, which I will go into later. Exactly what we refresh. I still got plenty of ideas up here that I want to do. So I'll go over that too.
Oh fuck! Elephant in the room. Okay, so I'm gonna jump into the Marvel stuff.
I think they had a great week. What do you think? I know you really aren't into Legends anymore, but at any point in time, do you see any of these announcements and like, I might have to go back in?
Actually, I think it's kind of cool they're doing a new Luke Cage.
Yeah. That 2-pack, I don't care for Iron Fist too much because I think Mezco, speaking of Mezco, knocked it out the park with their version of Iron Fist.
Yeah.
So I will probably be pairing that with the Marvel Legends Luke Cage.
Yeah, I like Mike Coulter as Luke Cage, but I don't think that their figure of him looked good at all.
Right.
And I mean, they were being faithful to Mike Coulter, so I get it. But yeah, so we have this, and honestly, this thing makes me laugh.
Why?
Because I'm like, oh, you guys didn't want to fucking fuel the engine of Vengeance? Fine, we'll give you a shitty fucking motorcycle. Fine, take it. This is what you're fucking gonna get.
This is the one. This is the one from our childhood, though. It's the Danny Ketch version.
It looks so bland. Like, there's no paint apps or anything on it. Like, look at this. It's such a negative space of blackness.
I mean, I guess you're right. I love it. I think it looks great. I'm glad they reworked everything from the neck down, but they kept the head because the head. There was nothing wrong with the Ghost Rider head. It looks great.
I mean, if you enjoy this, by all means, enjoy it. Enjoy the hell out of it. It's like people who like enjoy movies that I hate. Fucking enjoy it. It's something else that you get to like.
You lie. Matt will find out that you like it, and he will destroy you for liking it. Be honest now, Matt.
It's not true.
Yeah. You won't let me like Hello Kitty in peace.
There's a reason for that, though.
See, I told you.
You like the movie Joker.
I do. Even though it's literally ripping off two movies and just mashing them together.
Fuck Todd Phillips. He's a fucking hack. I hope the second one bombs and that people go back and watch the first one and realize that it's also a piece of shit.
What?
The only good part of Joker is the scene where he's in his apartment with the makeup on, and like they don't know if he's gonna kill them or not, and like he's fucking with the
big guy in the midget, the little person. Sorry,
the altitudinally challenged,
vertically challenged.
That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm Hispanic, so I feel same, but different.
But yeah, no, the figure itself looks pretty good, actually.
All pinless, all new sculpt, which gives hope for other Ghost Riders down the line. I think that's great.
And then we have the what do they call themselves?
Heroes for Hire.
That's it. Thank you, man. My brain is not in it right now at all.
Some Power Man and some Iron Fist.
Yeah, it is cool that they went and did a pinless.
It's a good pose too. Look at that. They're showing off the butterfly joint. They're showing the double elbow. He's got toe joints. Fucking fantastic.
Dude, when you were first like really getting into figures, toe articulation was your fucking thing. You were like, it doesn't even have toe articulation. I'm just like, Pete, most of them aren't gonna have that.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, man.
Oh my god.
The Toy Biz figures, all of them had toe articulation. Then Hasbro takes over, they get rid of it. And now they're giving it back to us like it's a treat. Like, hey, we figured it out. Bitch, it was out 10 years before you even bought the fucking company. You assholes. This looks fantastic. They both look fantastic. Look, is that the same head sculpt from the first release? No, right?
This one?
Yeah.
No. Which first release?
It wasn't. It was way before the Defender show came out. They had a Luke Cage out there. Let me see what year it was. I'm not talking about the classic one. Marvel Legends Luke Cage. Bang. Am I thinking Coulter? I'm not thinking Coulter. No. They had one that was like hard to get. It was like in a there it is. It was an Amazon exclusive Marvel Legends Luke Cage. I will send you an eBay link. Bam, bang, bang. And then private chat. Similar.
Oh, wow.
Similar, but good. This one's much better. Much fucking better.
Yeah. God. Look at that.
Proportions look like crap too.
The body just looks insane.
You know what's crazy
so
though? It's like, how old is this figure? Wow, look at the comparison, night and day.
Yeah. That's so drastic.
I can't remember who I was talking to. I was like, man, you realize when you get the Hasbro, the first one, you're like, oh, this is great. I don't see how they're going to top this. And then they release the update, and you're like, you don't realize how bad the one in your hand was. Because I saw you flash Miss Marvel. If you look at the 3-pack Miss Marvel that they released several years ago, I really wanted that figure because it's hard to get. They never single carded the Warbird Miss Marvel. And if you look at pictures side by side, it is fucking night and day, man. In fact, while you're going through this, I'll look for the old pictures and I'll send it to you in the chat.
But yeah, they a lot of articulation on her. I'm surprised they threw in the bicep swivel just for shits and giggles.
Amazing.
It actually does look like a pretty decent figure.
The one thing I kind of wish they would go with that G.I. Joe's doing that I like, I didn't think I would like, but I like, is the swappable hair pieces.
Yeah, I think that's a really cool feature to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with the females. Like you can get the charged up and you could swap the heads, but it looks like they have like almost two of the same heads with different hair. Well, you could have done two different expressions and then just made the hair swappable. That would have been awesome.
I was originally going to pull them up from Marvelous News, I think is a website, but that website just has so much going on. My computer kicks into high gear when I'm streaming with that on. So I'm just sticking with Toy Arc. But then
check the link I just sent you, just to pull it up real quick. Night and day.
Oh, wow.
Just for a visual reminder of what we're getting. Yeah, I used to think that was a freaking must-have figure. The price has drastically come down since then. Those were $200 packs at one point.
Then we have Scar, also introduced in the She-Hulk show.
With a real bad haircut. Kind of look like mine.
It was Scar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay. Neutral expression. Dig it.
Seeing this, I want to see him fight Hercules from Thor: Love and Thunder. But yeah, I don't know. People like Scar. I don't know enough about him.
I know his origin. That's about it. He's a Young Defenders character, right?
Is he?
Young Avengers, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Scar.
Yeah, Young Avengers makes more sense.
Yeah. He's not even Hulk's real son. He's like I want to say a Skrull. If I remember right.
I don't know. So he's Skrulk.
Yeah, pretty much.
Then you said you didn't really care about this one, right? This what is this, Superior Spider-Man?
So I do, but I don't. I like that they're doing it, and I know I'm familiar with the comic run. It's just I have no interest in this figure.
Do you think those eyes are actually like reflective or no? Like, or are they just silver with like some paint on them to kind of give them a tinted look?
Interesting. I don't know. Of course.
I'm curious to see if the legs. Well, I won't see, but I'm curious if the legs will actually support him in that pose. Yeah, like the figure looks good, but yeah, I don't particularly care about Legends. We have yet another Wolverine.
Okay, the Astonishing X-Men Wolverine.
Okay.
That's when B started to look like a cat in the comics for a little bit. I think Emma Frost and Cyclops were co-running the team.
Okay.
Looks good. Looks really good. I have a feeling that that's the inspiration for Jackman's costume.
Okay. I'm curious. I'm curious how that movie's gonna be something else. Deadpool. Deadpool, that is. Also, it's not Deadpool 3, it's Deadpool and Wolverine. So maybe there will be a Deadpool 3 outside of this. Which I wouldn't complain. If we got more Deadpool.
I hope they make it. I hope they do a tongue in cheek where it's like a joke, like making fun of Rambo, like Deadpool 3: First Blood,
I don't know if they would do that.
Deadpool 3: Second Blood, just to be fucking. I don't know.
Deadpool 3 fourth movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, as we said earlier, that's the only Marvel movie that's coming out this year, and
Yeah.
curious to see how it goes.
Interesting villain choice. I wonder if they're going to go that wild with her backstory.
I don't know who the villain is, but I don't need to know.
Really, they showed it in the trailer too.
I don't remember.
It's the back of her head.
Jesus Christ?
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
God is female.
Yep. God is woman. Hear her roar.
Did you see on 5K they announced something called the Destroyer?
I did not.
It is. I think they just announced. Oh, okay, it says 2 days ago. It's Bane from the Nolan run of movies.
Oh, okay.
A lot of cool accessories that come with it. Properly priced at $75, but you can get a deluxe for $170.
For anyone who's curious about that, I uploaded it here.
Oh, shit.
Can't get a better picture.
Okay.
Oh God, you guys are playing a dangerous copyright game there.
Okay, they give you extra joints. That's really cool.
What? Oh, they give you replacement joints. That is kind of cool.
Okay.
I don't remember this look. What the bike helmet and everything?
I was just about to say the same thing. Am I tripping? Like, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
Is this just an alternate look for your figure?
Maybe. The torso looks really bad though.
Can we go back to the first one again?
Yeah.
Okay, so the vest, the coat. If you get the second one, is it just a different look or is this more expensive?
Okay, so there's oh God. So there's the Destroyer Batkiller version.
Gotcha.
And then there's version B, which is the motorcyclist version.
So it's like their own character take kind of thing?
I guess. I'm not sure. And then there's the A and B combo pack where you get everything plus a funky, is that a door or a chair?
Deluxe edition exclusive. I think it's that cage that they were in just before he broke Batman's back.
Okay.
Why does it look so small? I don't know. I guess they just want to use it as a stand. But yeah, it was like a bridge, a walkway.
Yeah, this is definitely just for posing him. It's definitely just a display piece. But yeah, like this motorcycle helmet opens and it has his head in it. Like, what the fuck is that? Oh, so weird.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is a weird decision. I respect it, but I think they should have went with an alternate head sculpt at that point that you
Well,
introduced to this one.
what's the alternate head sculpt they put on it?
Let's see.
He
He's
has the
wearing.
back.
I was gonna say
What?
military garb, so like maybe like a standard military face or head.
Oh, you mean just like as a non-Bane character?
Yeah.
Gotcha. I mean, yeah, they could do that. I was about to say because he has the vacuum attached to his face the whole movie, but it doesn't matter what the head sculptures.
I was just about to say that stupid voice. What happens if you take that off your face? Well, it would hurt for you.
I'll poop my pants. Here's a weapon pack on 5K.
Okay. I think it's interesting, like when one group of a notable company announces they're doing a weapon pack, like people go crazy and start doing their own.
Yeah.
For $8?
Is that all it is? No, that's the pre-order.
$50. Scroll down.
Ah, there we go. So full price is $37.99 plus shipping. Which
Not bad.
it's not. Yeah, it's not that bad. It really
Little high.
depends on how they scale and the quality of the guns. Is like this is another no-name studio. Cool. Thanks, picture. Just trying to.
Thanks, picture.
Well, it's not loading.
Ah, fun. It's a brand new figure. Question mark, man.
Well, Pete, that's all I really have.
Oh man, is it my turn already?
Yes.
Shit.
If you want to see, I recently just picked up some Halo Hero Clicks because I like miniatures and why the fuck not? I bought this is the first one I bought of Halo, so it's just the Hunter pack. And it comes with 2 Hunters, Master Chief, and then 3 Marines, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Now, what are the hero clicks are in association with? Like, how do you use them otherwise?
I don't know.
Is it part of a board game or something?
It's some game, yeah. Like so this was the complete set. It came with like this poster that has a grid on it. I guess kind of like D&D. So it has the grid and then there's like little cards and you spin these and then it shows like the different effects or whatever to like I don't know what all the stats mean. I literally bought it just for the miniatures and nobody plays these anymore and I don't have any friends that play it, even if people did play it. I literally just bought it for the miniatures because I like miniature stuff and thought they were cool. I wish that the Hunters, one of them was like in a static pose, but they're both in pretty active poses, which is still cool. But it would have been cool. I would have appreciated it if one was just kind of like standing there or like hunched over, like in that defensive pose that you see them in the game. But yeah, while you were bringing your stuff up, I just wanted to share that as my recent acquisition. Probably shipping my Call of Loot.
I was gonna say I saw people grab some hero clicks when the Galactus HasLab came out because the Silver Surfer and the other heralds were available and they fit in the palm of the hand.
You can find like I was thinking about buying one for my friend for his birthday of Moon Knight. You could find hero clicks like new for like $2.
Well, I was gonna say you could probably make your own. Just use the scanner that we have. Do the Marvel Legends on a spindle. Throw a base on there. Done.
Fuck 3D scanning. But yeah, you probably could.
Not a fan of the RevoPoint? You have the Mini too, right?
Yeah, I sold it.
Did you really?
Yeah.
It's probably not a bad idea. I probably should sell mine. Just because there's better technology coming, you know?
I mean, that's definitely one reason to do it, but I don't like the idea of 3D scanning.
Really?
And I don't have the patience to fucking fine tune it. Yeah. You ready?
Yeah. I'm ready.
So, as you saw on the Instagram, Pete did some updates.
So this one, the feedback I got a while back was that the buttons were a little too big, but overall the payphone looked great. I'm also pre-doing the hole for the magnet this time. For some reason, I didn't put it in the original copy, which is a larger magnet than it originally was, and hopefully will fit in with our walls, which I will go into a little bit. So this will be the same. I am redoing the phone booth also to kind of keep it more authentic. Do I do have a picture of it. Let's see if I can bring it up. While I'm talking about that, you can see there's not a lot of changes. I already have a stencil for this that allows me to spray paint this to make all the beautiful bits nice and shiny. Let's do downloads. Okay.
My one concern about this is how are you going to print this guy?
Probably resin because there's so
Okay.
much detail in it now.
That's what I was thinking.
I want you guys like to use our stuff. Like I want it to be as authentic as possible. When I originally started Shadow Moses, I was like, some stuff in the background just to fill out the display. But now I'm realizing like anything can be your centerpiece. You could have Spider-Man on top of this fire hydrant or just to add more detail. Yeah, I know you've been saying add more detail for years. But also I wasn't as fluent in the programs as I am now.
That's honestly a big part of just doing refreshes and everything is just how much we've grown as designers with the softwares we use.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to do is make it more authentic, more design, more, something that you could pop. I will probably print these in a black resin and I'll do the silver top just to keep it very New York style. Any grime or dirt or weathering that you guys want to add, I'll leave that completely up to you folks, but I'll take care of the initial stuff so that way you guys don't have to. As far as price points, I do not plan on raising prices on anything yet. I'm not saying that I'm not going to, but right now I don't feel like the price of the material has gone up substantially enough for me to do it. Even though my skills are getting better, hey, that's a benefit for me because I get to have one of these toys, but it's also a benefit for you guys who are looking to add these to your collection. Again, the original fire hydrant that we had was pretty basic. So what I did was I just fleshed out the details on the fire hydrant. There is very cool programs on SketchUp. If you are,
I'm a grammar Nazi. You said there is very cool programs.
Oh, there are very cool plugins, is what I meant to say in the first place. So thank you. That help the more basic modeler get things done quicker. A lot of the plugins are free. They are very easy to use. And if not, there's usually an associated YouTube video. So to be able to get a lot of these plane cuts on the circular pattern, there is something called, what did I use? Path Copy. That was able, it doesn't show my menu, but I have an extension called Path Copy that allows you to have basically a design that you want to mimic around. And I was able to use that to do the cutouts all over the fire hydrant. The small details are really easy to add. They already have like a hex feature over on the left side, as you can see, so you can add these nuts and enlarge them the way you want to. Although we're not selling our designs, I really wouldn't mind helping anybody want to learn how to use this software, just because I think SketchUp is the most intuitive CAD program out there. A lot of people preach, Autodesk and other programs. I think this is it right here. To me, it just makes the more sense. The icons, the way everything works, just makes the most sense. Moving on. What I wanted to do was also make stuff more authentic. I don't have it here. So let's see if we can go 3D. Trash. New York trash merged. Bam. So I also wanted to make more things that you would see. This one I'm still on the fence about. I don't know if I'm going to do resin or if I'm going to do PLA. Only because there's a great black PLA. The new printer should be able to handle the spiral motion pretty easily. And there's also a green color that I found that would go great for dumpsters and trash cans and trash bins. If I'm giving any insight to what we may be working on in the future, dumpsters, trash cans, trash bins.
Stop talking about my life already. I get it.
I didn't say dumpster fire. I just said dumpster.
I think this looks really good. I would also be on the fence about how to print it because those look very thin.
They are thin, but they are above a 16th. So they are 3/32 thick on the post all the way around. The bottom, I believe, is a 1/4 inch, I want to say. Maybe I made that 3/16 also. 3/13/64. So that's actually a little bit bigger than what I thought. And then up here, yeah, 3/16. So it's pretty thick. It's over 1/8, almost a 1/4 in between that. These are these pickets. But like I said, I'll go through the trial run. If I don't like how it looks, obviously we're moving to resin. It's just because when I design stuff, I think of myself too. Like, would I have this? Would I promote this? Would I be using this? Yeah. Initially, I probably would have said yeah, but things change, man. Like, I really like having the scene feel real in some aspects. Again, fantastic plugin used was Path Copy. You create the picket first, you create the circle second, you point to the picket, point to the circle, and it automatically puts those in place. And then you could set the distance, which minimizes how many versions of it based on the distance that you choose.
For anyone who uses Blender, he's basically creating an array. One other thing that you could do without really detracting from it is those trash cans have an inner liner.
There will be an inner liner.
I was going to say, worst case scenarios, you could just print it with that and then have the individual spokes or whatever you want to call them, the struts, just connected to that inner circle.
This is pretty big too. So this is 2 1/4.
Okay.
If you have our modern trash can, for the 2 people out there that have the modern trash can, it's the same width as that. I use that as the model because I really like the beefiness of it. And without making it look too beefy, but keeping the same style, I decided to go with the similar dimensions. The only thing is that trash can is 4 inches tall. I made a mark for the 4-inch line, which is right here. This comes in, I want to say about a 1/2 inch less, almost a 1/2 inch less. I'm going to print it out, see how it looks. Again, if I don't like it, it's going to 4 inches. It'll have the liner in it when I'm done. But I wanted to do this first to kind of see where I'm going with it.
How tall are they really?
How tall are they really? That's a good question. So I try to base them off of Marvel Legends instead of basing them on a true 6. So
I meant like how tall are those trash cans in real life?
I don't know.
They're not 4 feet tall.
Yeah, they're probably taller than that, but
they're probably like 7 feet tall.
Nah, they're not 7 feet tall. You're crazy.
6.5?
You joking with me right now?
Yes, there's no way that they're 4 feet tall.
Okay. Well, this is almost 3.5. So we'll see how that goes.
It's kind of like me with those blue barrels for like storing chemicals. They're only like 2.5 feet tall. I feel like they're like 3 or 4 feet tall, and they're not.
Right. So I like to add a 1/2 inch to get that Marvel Legends.
Yeah, no, I totally understand accommodating for your domestic figures.
Do I have a ruler somewhere? Yeah, so 3 inches would be kind of small. And now looking at it, 3.5 might not be too bad. 4 inches looks a little fucking big. I'm not gonna lie, you're right.
I think 4 inches is a bit tall.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Worst case scenario, if I really need to flesh out that 3.5, I'll take it from the base. I'll just kind of thicken it up a little bit.
I was going to say, worst case scenario, if it's too big, you just put it with your Storm collectibles.
Yeah, no lie. Fuck. The other thing I've been taking a look at was the phone booth. I wish I could share 2 screens. I can only share one, right? Present. Let's see.
Yeah, you can only share one.
Oh, that's too bad. Okay. Well, temporarily, I'm going to switch, and then we'll look back. So let me stop. Let me present.
You should be good with 3.5 because, realistically, they're 30 inches by 35 inches. So yeah, 3.5 inches to 4 is actually not that bad.
Uh-oh.
¿Qué pasó?
Sounds like Grayson's in trouble.
Oh.
So let me share this picture real quick. Basically, this is a picture of a New York City phone booth.
For those who don't know.
It's thicker on the right side altogether. Like both of these pillars are thick. So what I'm doing is, and also the top is a little thinner here, but I've seen phone booths with a little bit of a thicker top. So I'm not really changing that aspect of my design. Let me stop sharing and present back. And then we'll go back to here and then share. Bam. So what I did with this one is I created slots to slide in the telephone logo. Actually, I have it right here. I like this. I don't like how the light sits. So I've thought of a way to improve that. What I'm going to do is now, I don't know if you guys are visualizers, but I'm going to make the top a sliding piece, and then inset will be the windows. So you will be able to place the phone decals inside. And I want a bulb holder in there, like already printed in. So that way I could stick my little light in there. And then you could slide it closed and you got a flat top. So essentially I'm keeping a similar design. I'm going to make this right side thicker. Also for the panels, it's a pain in the ass to slide in through a pre-printed thing here. So I'm going to make this one solid piece. And then I'm going to put little holders on the inside that allow you to slide in the piece of plastic. So that way, for some reason, if it gets knocked out, you can easily put it back in. It should stay in place nice and firm, all that stuff. Again, I haven't started working on it. These are just ideas that I have in my head. So again, there will be some kind of mounting thing on the inside for the thin piece of the plastic that we use. That would be what we use to make this glass look, because these pop out with a little push. And to be honest, the tracks that I have in this existing one, although they're the proper size, you have to cut them perfectly. So I'm trying to make it easier for you, trying to make it easier for me, give a better aesthetic to it, upgrading some features by making the mounts on the inside. So it's an easy slide in, and that way it has the visualization both on the front and back. Again, we'll see how it goes. If I don't like it, we'll get rid of it. On the inside, this will be one solid pull. It will be the same thickness as this side, and that'll mount the receiver that I showed earlier with the smaller buttons, hopefully giving some more authenticity to this look. We are ditching the door 100%, which kind of stinks, but in our with the PLA, I tried 2 different methods to try to balance that door and make it work correctly. None of them really came out the way I wanted it to without being super chunky looking. And although it works and they hold up just fine, so you can see they open and close with no issue, I think it's too much. Like now you're worried about the plastic in the middle of those windows, and I think overall it would be better if we just eliminated it. But again, adding more features in the process, so you're still getting your money's worth. Also, I've decided to return back to the silver Sunlu PLA for our metallic objects, or what should be real world metallic objects. So it won't be this gray anymore. It'll be a shiny silver. Again, you could dull that down. I'm going to use that moving forward with our Iron Man Hollow Armor. And I'm planning on revisiting the stoplights eventually too, just to make it more aesthetically pleasing. We're currently using a dowel. I think it would benefit from a hex pattern. If I printed a hex bar that we plugged in together as a base, it would make it much easier for things to be magnetic at that point. So that's kind of where my head's at with the whole process. What else do I have? Oh, everything else is visual. So let me close this out. Boom, stop sharing. So to show you our walls, I've finally found something that allows me to do the pegs correctly. Let's see if we can get this going. Throw me in the game, coach.
Mute your phone.
I could turn the volume down. All right, how about that? Cool. So what I've been working on here is our shadow ramas.
What did you just say?
Shadow ramas. That's what I'm going with. You mentioned it, now I'm going with it.
I forgot.
So I created a stencil a while back, kind of but worked out perfectly. As you can see, the squares are nice and clean. The brick walls. This is the wood floor. I showed last week the detail that I put into it. As you can see, the printing process completely ignored a lot of that. All the detail is gone. So it only took what was like chunky and big, which is fine by me. So this will be a cleaner floor moving forward. And of course, you can always black wash this. Brick walls over here. I still want to do a tile floor, which could also be a tile wall, and a sidewalk to go with these two. So that's coming up next. Those should be much easier than what we've done so far now that we've figured out tolerances and all that stuff, which is also what I wanted to show. So a lot of these come down. I finally decided to do the pieces in resin. They're the tighter fit that I was looking for. And they're easy to pull out. Well, they're easy to push in, and they're a little bit difficult to pull out, but that's what you want. They're not going to break or snap on you just because of the way they're printed. And also I printed these little tabs on them to help you grab on and wiggle them out that you need to. This is being held up by the corner pieces, and this can be flipped either way. So you could have the corner, one facing one way or another. And although I could have put these together, I wanted to show you how easy they stand up alone, just by themselves. But you could use the wall connecting pieces on both of these to get these to join together. What I was showing over here earlier is that we're doing a piece that has a magnet stuck to it. And maybe I could leave this now. So the magnet piece is just a little square piece like this, has a magnet on the end, plugs in the back, and it holds up the magnet. So that way you can mount whatever you want, wherever you want. So if you're doing a payphone, if you're doing air conditioning, an electrical box, or any accessories that you want to mount here will automatically come with this magnet. The only thing is, which I don't know how to do yet, is a way to keep this uniform for our clients. The magnets can easily get switched in some situations where you might have bought in the walls with the magnet adapter facing one way, but the piece that you bought a couple weeks later, the magnet probably face the other way. I don't know how I'm going to tackle that because our clients might have to glue them in themselves. It's a pain in the ass. But that's what we're looking at. If I remove this, the magnet drops. Very cool. So this, I was trying to think of a way to be able to use the walls as seamless as possible. So that's why we have nothing in the corners, which is a blessing and a curse. So you can't really join these at an angle, but they do sit nice and flush with each other. I am planning on designing a base that you could just plug in 3 walls and 3 walls and then 3 floor pieces. So it becomes a complete room. You don't have to worry about a lot of these extra pieces. You still might need the wall joiners just to give it a nice tight look, but that's about it. But if you don't want to do our base, these also work standalone. Oh, you can't really see from the camera, but this is standing up on the table with no support or anything else holding up. I wanted to add versatility to it. We also want to do windows. I want to do a broken wall, things like that. Just because that's what I would like to see. Of course, if anybody has diorama ideas they'd like to see, please mention it. If this is successful, I do want to do a Galaxy Far, Far Away inspired theme for the next one. Probably using this gray and not the shiny silver gray. Just a FYI. The only thing I'm trying to think about is how do you get the parts lit up in the background. So they might have to be larger walls in the sense that you're doing 2 at a time. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, getting the orientation of the magnets down is kind of a tricky thing.
Yeah. I don't know how the big companies do it. They probably have like a dispenser that just feeds them in a certain way. But
I was gonna say, if anything, you could just keep the magnets. Yeah, I don't know. Get them in pairs and then put a dot on the back.
but we get them in these like big boxes like this, and then just taking them out, they want to stick to everything.
I know, but I'm saying segregate them so that they're in pairs.
Right.
And then on the back of the spaces that aren't stuck to each other, just put a dot.
I wish you could buy magnets that were already colored a certain way. Like they had like a burn tint or something like that to designate one side versus another side. Be a pain in the ass too, though.
Yeah.
For the company. Yeah. What else? Recent pickups. I had a lot of pickups. I have Marvel Select Crimson Dynamo.
Oh yeah.
Marvel Select Titanium Man that came in. I still haven't opened my Ninja Turtles pack. It's been a right. Huge Turtle fan. Haven't opened the pack yet. I'm also waiting on a DTOF that I bought a month ago to come in.
Still waiting on that?
Yeah, it's coming overseas. It's been a month. I just checked the tracking. It's in California right now, so it should be here soon.
Okay. Hopefully this week.
Yeah, it was $30. So if it's worth it, then I will sing its praises on here because I know those DTOFs can get super expensive. This is acrylic, by the way. It's not glass, which is what I wanted because I have kids. I don't want them to fucking shatter anything.
You also bought it from shady.com, though.
Lakeek, something like that.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see how shady it is.
I mean,
if it's $35.
Yeah. Hopefully it works out though. That'd be cool. Because those things are expensive. I have a glass one, and it's honestly terrifying to put together. I had it in my apartment years ago, but I haven't put it together since because the glass panes are just fucking scary, to be totally
Yeah,
honest.
they're thin, right?
They're thin, glass is heavy, and it's fragile. It's scary. And then the door is also, some of them have, and like you can honestly see this in a lot of them. Any like display case that has the glass door that's not in a frame, it just has this stupid little thing at the top that holds the magnet, or it's basically metal, so that the inner magnet clips to it. But like that isn't attached to anything, and then you can also adjust the way that the door is hung, and that affects so. It's just, yeah, they're a pain.
I really, we got to revisit these lockers too.
Yes.
Yeah, I got to make the shelf bump out a little bit more. Make some cool shit. I like it. I like it. I wonder if we could use the top shelf protruding out enough to keep the door at the edge, right?
Yeah, that's
But
all
if,
you.
if that's going to affect the swing in and out at all, like would I need to carve a little bit? Because it looks like it wants to.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're saying.
It's okay. I'll put a weird like cutaway in there if it really comes down to it.
Yeah, you could actually do that. That would be pretty easy. And then it's still just print upright.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, is that it? Is that all you got?
Yeah.
You don't have 2 more hours of content?
Should we put like a 1/8 by like protruding circle to hang up objects?
It might break off.
Might, but for you soft goods guys that want to put a backpack or something in there,
It's not a bad idea. I don't mean to instantly.
yeah, I know. No, I do the same thing. I immediately go to the worst case scenario. I'm like, nah, it's gonna catch on fire.
Yeah, which would be crazy because that's just plastic. But shit.
Yeah, so we got cool ideas. We want to be more versatile, get our stuff out there.
Yeah.
Now that I have the DTOF coming, I'm excited to put some of our stuff in this place. Although I don't think this is like regular DTOF dimensions. I think it's like 16 inches high. My shelves will only be like 12 to 13 inches. So it's like 12 by 12 by 12.
I was also going to say, just watch what you put in there so that Grayson can get to it also.
It's basically the figures that I don't plan on using, but I really admire. So like my anime figures, my Sailor Moon figures.
There it goes. Saying it is a big part of it. You need to embrace it.
Some of my Ninja Turtle figures, maybe, because I know I'm not
right. In the next couple of weeks, so Prime One does like this whole showcase thing, I guess annually or however many times a year, where they announce all their upcoming things, and they're gonna do a Godzilla -1 statue coming up in May. I'm excited about that. They're also doing one for Godzilla X Kong, or Kongzilla as I like to call it, where it looks like it's going to be Godzilla fighting Shimo, which was the other reptilian enemy in that. I'm kind of curious to see what scale that's at and how that's going to look. Because like I have my gigantic master line Godzilla from Godzilla versus Kong here, and that's like 36 inches tall. And I know that the Godzilla -1 is going to be smaller than that, but I'm okay with it being a little smaller than it. I still want to see how it looks in that price point because I love that movie. But
check it out. Is it gonna? Do you know what streaming platform is gonna come out to when it comes out?
I don't know if it will. because it's a Japanese.
Sorry.
It's no, you're fine. I know you're dying. It's entirely Japanese owned, so I don't know if it's going to go to a streaming platform at all. Otherwise, it would have already, I think, but I'm not sure. Really, I really don't know what the future for that movie is, other than an eventual.
Will stream exclusively on Prime Video starting Friday, May 3rd.
Fuck Amazon Prime though.
You will treat our overlords with respect, sir.
I will not.
Okay.
No, seriously, fuck them. You need another $3 a month to not have ads? No, eat my shit. The original thing was like every Prime membership will come with commercial-free streaming. Guess what was added, you guys? That's why there's a class action lawsuit against you, you guys. Fucking idiots. Seriously, just go eat grass. Go touch grass.
Do that to Netflix too. Didn't Netflix and Hulu add commercials? Well, Hulu always had commercials.
Netflix didn't add commercials yet. Waiting for it. And I really hope that when they do it, everyone cancels. It's just.
I think we got Netflix because of Squid Games. I don't know why we still have it, but it does have some good anime on there. Again, I'm not like a huge anime guy. I know for some reason this stream I'm talking about anime a lot, but
I made the face because of Squid Games, and like I think that there's some decent content on Netflix. Don't get me wrong, but like if they add commercials, it's bullshit. Like
it depends on how long the commercials are for me.
No.
No, you're right. Stop justifying for these big pricks, right? I know.
Well, in response to that, Netflix is not as big as Amazon is.
Right.
Netflix is not as big. I said it correctly. They are not as big of a company as Amazon is. So I'll give them that leeway, but no ads. No ads. Waiting for Disney Plus to add them. Yeah. Everything's commercialized and I hate it. I think I'm about ready to end on that note.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, so everybody have a good week. Stick it to the man.
Again, if you're part of the replay crew and you're watching, wanting to give feedback on what we've talked about as far as the refresh goes, please leave some ideas. Even if it's not refresh related. Hey, I would like to see Shadow Moses tackle X. Matt will see your comment and not respond, and then tell me to respond, and then I'll go ahead and respond. So That's patient.
Actually a lot. You shouldn't assume I'll see the comments either.
True.
I'm barely on YouTube, man.
Yeah.
Basically, what we're saying is your comments don't mean anything. No, I'm kidding.
Seriously, I welcome all feedback as long as you're not being a dick and be like, well, it looks like you have layer lines here and your decals are crooked. And I'm like, you know what, buddy? I know a good person you should shop with. Anyway, with that, in closing, if you want to hear more of our thoughts, we're here every Sunday at 8 p.m. live on YouTube. If you want to see what we're working on, head to our Instagram, Shadow Moses 112. Currently, we're in the process of a refresh. I just posted the pictures of the CAD files that I'm working on to put those together. I'm excited to print those out. All of them will be in resin except for the trash can, as I mentioned earlier. So that it'll be able to keep that sleek, fine, detailed look. There is a big difference if you guys don't know. Let me see. I do have
huge difference between the two.
Huge difference. So this is PLA and this is resin. This is heavier in comparison, but also much smoother. So you do get a lighter print with one, but it's less accurate. So these are the same tolerance, but they fit differently just because of the method of printing. So that's something to keep in mind for you folks.
Well, they were designed with the same tolerance in mind, but resin printers are that much more accurate than
Yes.
FDM printers.
Yes, down to a micron, I believe. So I found a number that will fit no matter what the PLA is, just fine in there, which is amazing. I'm so happy. And they're snug, so they're not going anywhere. And lastly, if you would like to add our accessories to your collection, anything that you see here, please check out our website. We currently finished a Five Nights at Freddy's arcade that will be on the X-Men body. I also made some changes to that X-Men body to have the cord come out through the back. I'm basically practicing how the screens will be when I do a refresh on the arcades. So we will see all of that stuff on this upcoming build, which the person, I'm glad he's okay with this, asked me if I could do a commission. I was willing to do it just because it's a culture that we haven't tapped into, one that my son loves, and an arcade that a lot of the fans are familiar with, even though it's just an in-game unplayable arcade. I think it'll be a great addition just to see something like that. And I can't wait to line my son's Funko figures up playing the game. Should be pretty cool.
That's going to be pretty cool. I'll probably update things or maybe not. I don't know. Little promo real quick. Anyone in the Philadelphia area, there's a con coming up on the weekend of the 3rd and 4th to the 5th. Is that con up in Philadelphia? I don't know the name of the con. But our good friend Dan will actually be there as part of the Ghostbuster panel.
Oh, so, really? Very cool.
Yeah, yeah, go figure, right? And because nobody watches this, I'm allowed to say it. He doesn't know I'm saying it, but nobody watches that long into the videos anyway, per the analytics on YouTube. So prove me wrong. But also, if you're in the Philly area, stop by the Ghostbusters panel and say, give Dan a little hey there, and then give him a really hard Ghostbusters question, like, why don't ghosts eat or poop?
I was gonna say, why the Philly one? How come he doesn't do the local ones? Like I went to Big Lick last week. Then we did Awesome Con. There's been a strong Ghostbusters presence there at both.
So this guy, Craig Legans, he's big in Legans, not Legans. He's big in like the wrestling culture and then different aspects of nerd culture that I don't really know him, but he's kind of a name. And he and Dan are friends and they do a wrestling podcast. And I guess through Craig, Dan got in on the panel. So
nice.
Yeah, really cool. I know that Dan's stoked about it.
If this is his first one, Dan, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you do more cons in the future. Seriously, they're a whole nother experience when you're on the other side.
Well, he's going to be on a panel, so that's an even different experience.
Right.
So anyone who, never mind, I'm not going to go down the Twitter road. But yeah, thanks for stopping in, everybody. And yeah, if you're watching this after it came out, then I don't know. I don't really have anything unique to say to you, but stay cool, everybody. The heat's coming.